Hey, good morning, folks out there in Radioland. Laborio Durario, your friendly neighborhood architect, here with Bill Barshow, William Barshow from Chill Out Contractors. We're here today to talk about anything and everything to do with your home improvement projects. Bill, you want to say something this morning? Good morning.
Yes, hi, good morning, Lee, and good morning, Mike.
Hello, everybody. Mike Ash, kitchen cabinets and more.
Wow, that was nice. Mike is upstate, with his grandkids doing his grandfather thing. Mike, you out there on the phone line with us?
We're here. Hold on 1 second.
Okay. Elizabeth, you with us?
I am at long last.
There's Elizabeth Bushy,
Hey,
our cool
thank you.
tool girl. She's here this morning with us as well. And so put down your cup of coffee. Give this encyclopedia of home improvement a call at 845-368-0013, our second show. 362. Sorry. Thank you, Carrie. 362-0013. Okay? This is Earth Week, and we just passed Earth Day, so we have a lot of great advice for green tips of the day. But before we do that, we always like to get into the questions of the week, Bill, right? The questions of the week. So what do we have today from the Magic Hat?
Question number one.
Question number one. Well,
I don't know.
first of all, what we're giving away again, we got a few emails about the clock radio. People were a little upset that we gave away all three prizes to one contestant, one listener out there. So what we're doing is...
It was a hat trick.
It was a hat trick, and since the Rangers won and they're moving on again last night, we're going to give away just one prize per caller per correct answer.
Go Rangers.
Go Rangers. So again...
She was so sweet, though.
She was. And you know what? She got away with the three prizes, and she's looking forward to coming opening day, May 21st, to Boulders Stadium here to see the championship Can-Am Boulders play their first season opener. So,
Lee.
yes, Mike, hi.
Hold on a second.
Mike, you keep putting us on hold. We got to keep moving. We got airtime here. We can't have dead air. So
Good morning, this is Jaden. I would like to introduce my grandpa, the best kitchen designer in Rockland County. Here he is, Mike Ash.
that was
Okay,
well
that was worth waiting for.
That was well worth waiting for, Mike. I didn't understand.
That was good.
Call him at 914-525-8100. This is Justin Ash.
And more.
And more, Justin. Outstanding.
Gosh, that's
I'm up here.
awesome.
Mikey, you're making us melt here in the booth with
I
that
got a
one.
tear in
Oh
my eye.
my goodness, phenomenal! It's nice. Well, I know you're enjoying yourself up there outside of
Syracuse.
Cicero, Syracuse, exactly.
Yeah.
So, what are we giving away today, Mike? Again, for the first correct answer for question number one, we'll be giving away 2 tickets to
A new car.
opening season with an opportunity to win a new car. If you're at Boulder Stadium and you can throw the T-shirt through the open window, maybe they'll be giving away a car here. One of the car sponsors. Second, we
That
did
sounds
have
like one of my worst
A luxurious beach house.
Second, we have the Philips clock again. Okay, we got a
Again?
lot of emails about last week's alarm clock, AM, FM, iPad, iPod charger with the adapter, Bill. With the adapter, you
What
see
do
it there?
you got, a garage full of those
I've
things?
got a groceries.
Are you buying
Somebody
stuff-
keeps
stuff
giving Lee
again?
the same
And
gift
the
every
Philips.
holiday.
Okay, a portable alarm clock. And for third, we have a leather-bound handheld organizer that'll get you folks organized. And you can use this, which we'll be talking about today, as some sort of a scrapbook to put all your ideas in for your home improvement project.
Is that
I like
digital?
that one a lot.
That is a digital, handwritten encyclopedia for your home improvement, Bill.
Nice, thank you.
Very
Written
cool.
with your digits.
So, Digits, what are our questions out there, folks, for these great prizes today? And we're going to tail off because of last week we talked about Albany, so this is another 3-part question. We would like to know, prior to Albany, where was the New York State Capitol located? Okay, where was it located?
Oh, I know that one.
Part
Right,
2.
yeah, I know this too.
Part 2, Elizabeth, is what year did the Capitol move? And Part 3 is what was the name of the building that was used for the first Senate meeting? So those are the 3.
That's interesting.
That's an
Yeah.
interesting one. See, I'm going to stump some people this time. It's not going to be as easy as last week.
Okay, Stump.
Okay.
Actually, this one I like better than last week.
Oh, thanks. Thank you, Elizabeth. How are things going out there with you out in the West Coast? Why don't you give us a little insight?
There, you know what? It rained, which is funny because
Wow.
last week we said about it. Now it rained like a madman, but it's getting so warm so fast. I just looked out back, and I thought, "Is my backyard on fire?" No, it's just evaporating so fast
Wow.
because it's getting
Elizabeth.
so warm that it looks like smoke.
Excuse me, Elizabeth.
Yes.
I can't wait till we get to your segment because I don't see how you can top last week when you took that.
Really?
Yeah, when you took that bit of batter beater and put it in the DeWalt cordless, and really started mixing things up.
Our phones lit up over here like you wouldn't believe the text we were getting.
The window started shaking.
Oh, that happens
Everyone's
anytime I'm
visualizing this.
anywhere.
That's the whole thing.
It just gets, like, that's why there's been so many earthquakes in California since I've been here.
That is unbelievable.
Shake, rattle, and roll.
But I got two fun things today, so
We like that. We like that. Well, we want to throw a little shout out again to Torn Valley Vineyards, our main sponsor here.
I heard him this morning already.
You did. See, you're only working vineyard here in Rockland County. So their cafes and their cafes open. They're having wine tastings every weekend. And since it's Earth Week this week, go out, grab yourself some nice homegrown wine off the vineyard, and help us out and help the earth out by drinking some good red or white wine from Torn Valley Vineyards.
Right, recycle it.
Recycle.
Yes, Michael.
A little hidden treasure off of Torn Valley, Tornbrook Road, Torn Valley Road up there in Hillburn. And we had a couple of emails. People wanted to know about their website, so that is www.tornvalleyvineyards.com. Check out their schedules, check out their events, and don't forget them for all your catering and event planning needs.
And they might even
can you
meet us
spell
up
that
there, too.
website, though, so that people get on the right website?
That was www.tornvalleyvineyards.com.
Is that TORN?
TORNE.
You're tearing us up, Elizabeth. You're tearing us up.
We want people to go to the right place.
You're right,
We wanna
Elizabeth, and that's why we have you here to keep us together. So that's what we would like to let those folks know, that we're thinking about them, and we're looking forward to having a remote show out there at the vineyard. So go out there while you're thinking about your home improvement project. Sit down in the valley. Let the home improvement muse come to you while you're sipping your wine and listening to some great music. And then give our show a call, obviously, from there, and let us know.
And
It was
when you go out to a
absolutely beautiful
vineyard
today,
and you're talking with your friends, you pick up some great ideas.
Absolutely, and just looking at the building, I'm sure you'll get some great ideas from seeing the great architecture that's there, the revival architecture.
Didn't you have a hand in that architecturally?
Yes, we did. We actually helped them put that place back together after a fire on the third floor, and those guys had a pretty good vision of what they wanted, so they just used me as some sort of a vehicle to get what they wanted accomplished. And I had a great time and enjoy going up there all the time, Elizabeth. It's outstanding.
All right, hate to bring you back from...
Yeah, from the vineyard. I love wine in the morning. This is like...
Come on, throw one right over the plate. What are we building today? What are we doing?
Okay, so today's topic is, how do you start your home improvement project? So if you folks are thinking about a home improvement project, I always like to get Mikey's take on this first with his scrapbook there. So, Mike, why don't you take this away about how you feel people should be starting their home improvement projects?
Well, the best idea to deal with professionals like ourselves is to get someone that we can deal with that actually puts and collects photos and pictures of what they think they would like to see as a finished product. So when I get together with the homeowners and they're ready to do an interior job, I'd like to get ideas of what kind of appliances they plan on doing, what kind of door style they would like to do, what kind of countertop they're planning on, and any other things they'd like to move around the house as far as the windows, relocations, or things of that level. I always tell people, make sure you spend $1 and buy a composition book and get a canvas bag so you can keep the samples and all the paperwork in it. So when the time comes to run out and see someone or look at a sample, you have all the product you need to go look forward to and collect for the project itself.
Do you need, Mike, do you need to put cash in that canvas bag, though, also, for
cash.
budget?
That comes when you're ready to make the deal.
Okay, go ahead.
You can't carry that with
Let
you
me
on a
tell you
regular
what,
basis.
Pinterest is a great place for that, too. I know that, I was watching a comedian, and she had a really funny thing to say. She said, Pinterest for women is like porn for men. But it is a great place to send people to go and see all these pictures of everything they could possibly want anywhere. And, Mike, you couldn't be more right when you talk about starting on paper with a notebook.
You want to give us
It's hard to explain what someone wants unless you can actually see it. And usually that means that every time you see something in the picture that you've collected, you can circle it. And as you start working with a professional, you'll start to see more things in that picture you didn't see before. And what happens with that composition book, just to bring up that book one more time, everything that you want to do, you kind of write in the book. And everything you acquire, a new refrigerator, a new tile, on the right-hand side of that book, you start collecting the specification sheets. You start collecting all the things you're buying. You make copies and keep in the right-hand side of the book. And by having that book through the project, by the time you complete that project, you've got a whole diary what took place as far as the project from start to finish. And that's important,
Mike,
really.
You're so right, because you can get on Pinterest, you can write everything down in your book, but it's so easy to get overwhelmed until you talk to a professional.
The other thing today also, which makes life really simple, is the smartphone.
Show you how to make it simple. Yeah, exactly.
Using a smartphone, you can take pictures also, and that's really important. Let's say you go to a project, you stop off at a store, and you see something you like, and you have no other experience except the visual. Take a picture right away.
So, Mike, a photo journal. So you do a photo journal with your phone and sort of document some of the pieces or components of your home improvement project, as well as exteriors of houses, interiors of houses, different color schemes. So using the scrapbook is somebody who wants to be hands-on, who's needs something more physical, more tactile, something to hold on to. Others can use technology like Pinterest, and of course our website at the ABC's of Home Improvement. Some great ideas out there, and put things together digitally. So
like when you go to a tile store, how do you know the arrangement you want to do unless you get some idea working with a professional at that point also? And the way they can show it sometimes is in the showroom, where they have the concept, what's on the floor, what's on the wall. And if you don't remember it, take a picture.
We're getting a few texts in here about how great your voice sounds over the airwaves, Mike. So that's fantastic. You and Elizabeth, so that's good. They really want to know about this tile business, though. How do you select the tiles, Mike?
That's really important. When I work directly with the subs I work with right now, we work with a particular tile store, and I work with the salespeople for years in that particular store, and they know when they come over, I give them my budget price to work with the clients directly, and that's a big deal. My end is the cabinetry, and if I can help someone along the way, that's just as well also, because I'm here to design the interior, work tight with them, work with the architect and the contractors, and make the project come out the way they really want to see it too.
Excellent, Mikey. That's good. Bill, you want to add anything to how, what about budget? We didn't talk about budget. When do you determine the budget for your project?
I try to do that early in the beginning to get an idea, because people really don't know what things cost. They might remember what they might have done initially, or what their parents told them, what their friends told them as far as what goes on. But
I know a guy.
Yeah, I mean, to do a real kitchen, I don't think you can start under $30,000-$40,000 by the time you're done with all the products involved, and the trades, and the plumber and electrician, and everything else necessary.
And listen, Mike, and the case of wine that has to go in there for the grand opening of the kitchen as well.
Oh, absolutely. I like to have assortments. 2 bottles times 6 is 12 in a case, or 9 in a case.
Nice, very nice. That's great. Well, we have our questions of the week here. I just wanted to, make sure you folks out there give us a call at 845-362-0013. If you have any questions, home improvement information you'd like to give out there, as well as any answers to our questions of the week. I'd like to just let people know out there from last week's show that Mike did get an email in regards. We got a call and an email, and he did go out on an estimate for a kitchen. So
what a lovely lady too. The 3 kids, I met them also after school. That was great.
I mean, so we appreciate you folks out there. You are using our talents and at least letting us come out and give you some information. And we did have a call last week, and hopefully they'll give us a call back in regards to a bathroom reno. We told them they came in on the tail end of the show. We did get an email from them, and we asked them to give us a call back on the air. So hopefully we'll get that as well.
Sure.
I do want to stress, though, I do a lot of DIY, and if you look at my blog at cooltoolgirl.com, you'll see a lot of DIY stuff. But when, people might hear a price like $30,000 and go, oh, my gosh, that's so outrageous, it's really not, because what you're going to get is something that's going to last and be done right.
That's right.
You're not going to, there's one thing I won't touch, and that's electricity.
Yeah,
and there's one thing I tried
to touch and
had an enormous disaster, and that's plumbing. So
well, those 2 trades add up to a big portion of the job, depending if you're going back in the same location or you're rearranging things as far as moving the sink to another wall.
Hey, Mikey, we got a call in here on line 1. Hang in.
Oh, go ahead.
Good morning, caller. Why don't you give us your name and where you're calling from and your topic you want to talk about?
My name's Jimmy Banks.
Hey, how are you, Jimmy?
Hey, Jimmy.
Where you calling
I'm
from?
over in Beacon.
Oh, Beacon. Okay.
And
that's pretty.
I was trying to find out if you guys. My wife wants to do the bathroom over.
Oh, nice. So you called in last week from us. So we're going to push this
Yeah.
one over to Billy, our contractor over here, to give you some information.
Okay.
Bill, why don't you handle this?
All right, come on, Jim. Let us know what you're interested in.
Well, problem is this. She keeps nagging me about the bathroom, and she wants this done, that done, and everything else. So I go to Home Depot, start putting it all together, and I figured if I try to do it, I'm going to get murdered, you know?
Yeah, you're murdering me, Alice.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, you
You're
guys
killing
got
me,
an
Paul.
architect. It's a big bathroom,
Right.
and I know she wants a lot done. Trouble with all the
2
water
sinks.
blowing in on it
right?
and everything.
Yeah.
Jimmy, you might have fun with a big tub in there for
Yeah.
both of you.
A jacuzzi, one that blows bubbles.
Fun time is gone.
Oh, man. All right. So let's just get down to the dollars and cents then on this
I
one.
think he's looking for a
First
reading.
one I'd have is
conversation.
going to sleep in a tub.
Unbelievable.
But in the meantime, I don't want to
Looking
get
for
murdered
chairs and
either.
bars.
Right.
So I figured, if you have, and I know this might be you kind of sophisticated, but if you have like an architect or somebody that would design it and say, this is the stuff you need, and then give me a price, and then I go to war and try to find the money, you know?
Oh, nice. Yeah. That's an interesting
Oh,
Sounds
proposition.
like one of your clients, Bill.
Yeah, well, we're all in-house, and we all respectively have our own businesses. Lee's architect, and Mike, kitchen cabinets, and more. And he does custom entertainment centers and built-in libraries and wall units. I mean, it's incredible, and his work is beautiful. And I have a contracting business, and yeah, I'm the guy that, after Lee gets done drawing it, sometimes he hands me the photo and says, go do this, and sometimes I bring the photo to him. So sometimes we work together, and most of the time we don't.
Design, build.
Design and build.
Yeah.
So yes, we have everything is in-house: architect, contractor, and Mike the specialist. We call him the heart surgeon.
You know, it's
Well,
amazing how
you
many
know
of
where I'm
you
coming
open
from.
in the trades,
You
but-
got to design it and show it to her, not me, because I don't really care. I'm in the bathroom and out of the bathroom, but I just got to get the money.
Hey, Jimmy, that's a lot of information for early in the morning here. That's all I can tell you.
The only job you
Yeah,
need,
but you know
that's
what?
it.
Your money's going to be well spent.
One more
You're not
thing.
going to
Yes,
design
yes, sir.
more than you have to.
A quick question. I don't know, coming out of the winter, you know, the roof. Shingles, to do shingles. That's another thing she's telling me. It was a couple of weeks, not bad. But what did I say, 10-year shingles, 20-year shingles?
Well, 1 out of 3 people, if you've had the measles, you're going to get the shingles.
No, chicken pox. Measles, just say.
Oh, thank you, Jim.
That's Dr. Jim.
You got me. All right.
that's a good
I got
one.
Jim.
At any rate,
Listen, no, yes,
I
you do.
told her, I said, look, I was at Home Depot for the bathroom. I says, I'll go back and get the price for the shingles. And I started thinking, hell, the roof
Get
nails in. I could probably
the
do
price
that.
for the chicken.
And she said, yeah, you'll probably fall off the roof, you know?
Okay, you see.
And I said to myself, she's
How much
right.
life insurance you got, Jim?
Yeah, and don't listen. She could push you out the bathroom window too. So be careful. Keep the window closed after the
Does it have
renovation.
any
You're
kind
in
of
the
an
tub.
affiliation with a bank that'll do the loan on a home improvement?
Yes, we are connected with so many banks and so many referrals of people that we do business with every day. We'll send you to see the president of this one, the vice president of this one, and the receptionist over
That's-
there. But
I
Jimmy,
know president.
listen,
we
you.
got Obama, and that's bad enough.
All right, easy,
Oh, we gotta
easy.
stay off the politics. That's for another show.
Yeah, this is a home improvement show, not tear down the wall. Okay, Jim, listen, you sound like a good guy, a fun guy, and hopefully we'll form a relationship together. But I got 2 for you before I let you to go. 2 of them. And then afterwards, Lee and I are going to talk about the third subject and about the price and this and that. But here's number 1 for you, Jim. Jack Sprat could eat no fat. His wife could eat no lean. You ask if we do bathrooms, we shovel a lot of crap. Now you're hip to our scene.
Listen, it's unbelievable what you come up with here.
Do that again, I'll dance to that tune.
Okay, I got one
I
more.
can't imagine what's coming
I
next.
want you to chew on this one during the
That's
week.
what I was afraid of.
I
have to do the chewing.
Yeah, I was reading the paper the other day, and I was reading an article, and during the article, it said on several occasions that alcohol consumption can lead to very terrible things in life. So I gave up reading.
I didn't realize we were going to do a little stand-up here. This is nice. This is good. It keeps people listening.
That ain't bad.
Oh, my goodness.
Follow up on that.
All right, listen, we're going to go out on a break here just to, hey, Jim, thanks for the call. Give us an email on our site. Give us your information. We'll have Bill come out, take a look at your bathroom, keep your wife under control for you, and hopefully you survive the whole project.
Okay. Who's calling who?
We're going to give you a call. Just give us an email, and we'll give you a call.
Thanks, Bill.
Okay.
All right.
There's more of the ABCs of home improvement coming up on WRCR.
Back, folks, to the ABCs of Home Improvement, your encyclopedia of home improvement knowledge. Give us a call at 362-0013 with all your questions. I'm going to repeat the questions of the week for you folks out there for the first prize giveaway of 2 Boulders opening day tickets. Second prize, of course, the Philips alarm clock with the AM/FM radio and the iPod connection with adapter for the new 5s that Bill always likes. Bill loves those adapters. Question of the week: Where was the state capitol prior to Albany? Number 2, what year did the capitol move there? And number 3 is, what was the name of the building that was used for the first capitol meeting of the Senate? And again, we'll let you know it's a little bit up north, okay? It's in between New York City and Albany, so that'll narrow it down to you folks for 10,000 kilometers. So, and we also now, at this time, Bill, we always have to give our motivational quote of the day, Bill. We like to throw those out, get the folks a little uplifted on Saturday morning while they're pulling weeds and getting their flower beds all cleaned up and so forth. So this is a great one. It's, when you doubt your power, you give power to your doubt. And this is Leo Buscaglia. Okay? Buscaglia. Buscaglia, that's it. Thank you. The American author. Now, Elizabeth, thank you again. Billy's juice here sort of tongue-ties me a little bit.
She's also a linguist.
Yes, very good. So write that one down. Put that on your refrigerator for the week till next week. And let's continue along about our...
I'm just a little surprised that Durario is having a problem with another Italian name.
See that? Well, it was a long night last night, and I didn't get in my pool this morning, and Bill showed up with this stuff, and it looks like one of our person emailing in over here while we're live has the answer, but they're afraid to call. I think that they should call in and give that answer and win the 2 Boulders tickets.
Yeah, don't be bashful.
I'm sure you need those tickets.
We're very
out
friendly.
there.
We don't bite.
And no matter what answer you give, we might say
Unless
it's correct.
Unless you ask us to.
So let's get back to the home improvement stuff. What else do we need to do, Mike? We have budgets. We have products that we're collecting. What else do we need to do?
I think you should talk a little bit more about budget, because I think, especially in this economy, that's what scares most people.
That's a good idea, Liz. It really comes down to realizing what the budget includes. I mean, there's an awful lot involved. After you go through the basic wish list and you're going through selections, which takes definitely time at that point, and the collection of information, there's stages involved in the project. You've got to first consider the family. You've got to first consider making sure that they have a refrigerator, they have a cooking facility, be a barbecue or a microwave, and relocating that into the dining room so that you can so-called close in the kitchen area with plastic and seal it off from the rest of the house. Once you create that situation where everyone has a continuation of lifestyle in the house, like bathroom, kitchen, and cooking and eating and all that stuff, now it's been recreated for them. You then close off the room, as I suggested. Next becomes demoing, removing everything that's coming out of the kitchen, the appliances, the cabinetry, the countertops, the flooring, possibly relocating the window and the trim involved with that, maybe opening up the wall so that you can now consider insulating a wall that's always been cold, checking the plumbing and electrical to see what valves have to get changed, make sure you have shut-offs so things can be closed and shut off at each individual location so we don't run into a problem in case something else happens in the house. You can still save the new bathroom and the new kitchen that's being produced. So that stage is demoing where things are removed. At that point,
can I just say right there, all of the things that you're thinking about, it just kind of reinforces why professionals are better, because somebody who decides to take this on would probably not think about all of that stuff, and might be going on throughout this whole renovation without having thought
very
of,
hard
oh,
to do
gosh,
this
what
and
am I going to
maintain
do?
a regular lifestyle, Liz.
Yeah,
You can't go
that's
to
what I'm
work and
saying.
do this at the same
I heard
time.
so many nightmares from people who did this, and were like, oh, gosh, we were without a kitchen for so long. But you've already thought of, okay, barbecue, okay, refrigerator, okay, what are we going to do in the meantime?
Dinner
and that's
out.
experience, you know?
Lee, you and I should have opened up restaurants a long time ago to compensate these people being pushed out of their kitchens.
Well, I always tell people to go to Torn Valley Vineyards when they don't have their kitchen because that cafe's open on weekends.
I
and
like
it's
that
usually-
place
how's
also.
that,
We've
you
had
know?
a blast up there.
Listen,
You
Mike,
can't say no.
I want to say something though. When you're talking about your budget and you're doing renovations on older properties, you have to remember always to leave back 10 to 15% of that budget. So let's use a round number. Say you're doing an addition for $50,000. You should be keeping $5,000 to $10,000 back for what they call unforeseen conditions. These are items that might appear inside the walls or things that may turn up that you did not anticipate.
There's also rotten termites and things that you just don't see until you open up the walls also.
The can of worms.
The can of worms, Mikey.
That's it, Billy. Yep. So that's part of what goes on with our projects, and you guys know because we do this every day. But to be realistic, every time you start a project, you're opening up a can of worms, like Billy just said, and that's all part of the staging of it. So at that point, you have to be prepared to make the next move. I always call myself a controlled crash because at that point, you better be ready to move ahead without losing time, getting product on the job site, and rectifying the situation that came about that you thought would be there, but you weren't sure until you opened up the walls. Now, that's involving plumbing, electrical, and damages to the existing area. Also, reinsulating, as I suggested, updating electrical. You might now, every kitchen should have at least 5 lines going directly to the home box itself, the electric box. You need a home run, a straight line you need for X amount of outlets, X amount of hi-hats going into the ceiling. You need a home run for the dishwasher, a home run for the refrigerator, a home run for the microwave.
Mike's
So
really
normally
hitting
you
him
try
out
to
of the
bring-
park
Mike,
today.
you are,
Mike,
man.
Mike, you're killing us here at the stadium this morning.
We're at the ballpark, and we hear the bat hitting the ball over
Home
there,
run
Mike, every
here,
time.
home run
It's
there.
unreal.
Don't you ever hit a triple?
No, I go right for the home run. For over the
Listen, Mike,
fence.
also, while you're talking about electric, it ties into our green tip of the week here during Earth Week. It's,
ahead.
you got all these appliances, you're putting in all these new electrical gadgets into your kitchen, and we now recommend all of our clients to at least look at solar panels for their house as a costly, as a cost evasive measure to sort of take back some of their money for their electrical, for their new energy efficient appliances. And we've had a couple of emails about that because we mentioned it briefly last week. How do you know if your home is actually able to produce enough energy to make it cost effective to put these panels on? And there are programs out there.
Have you come up with a formula how much each panel is worth as far as electricity?
Well, here's what you do. You first have to go out on your roof and check your roof out at 10 in the morning, and then you have to also, see what kind of sunlight it's receiving, and go back out in the afternoon at like 3, 4 o'clock and take a look. And if you see that sun has been on your roof for most of the day, then we say, call your professional, and we are going to have Solar City on here, Dave March, and we're going to have a show on that. So if you folks are thinking about implementing some supplemental energy to your house and keeping it green, as it were, looking into solar right now, especially since most of the solar installations that Solar City does is free. So and you get a money back. You get some money back immediately on the installation and commission of the system. So our green tip of the week is get out there, look at your roof while you're doing your gardening, stand up, stretch your back, okay, and see if it's effective. And if it is, we'll have a guest on here in a couple of weeks, and you'll be able to give a call and get all your information from them. Right, Bill?
Yes.
If you're facing that southwestern
right.
location, you got it made.
You need a compass and a sundial, Lee.
Yeah. Well, listen, that's the strategy we want you to use. And again, doing your little part
Southern
to keep
facing.
America green, keep our planet green, keep Earth green, our only home,
Reduce the
Earth.
footprint is all what we're talking about.
That's right. That's right. So,
And Earth definitely beats the vacuum of space. That's for sure.
But don't,
one thing about old appliances, and this is another sort of a green tip, if you don't know what you're going to do with your old appliances, you can donate them not only to Goodwill, but to Habitat for Humanity. And they will sell them at a very reduced cost to benefit that organization. That's something you might want to consider.
And you're helping
That keeps it
people
going
out.
green.
Right. Yeah, and, and you're helping.
You're keeping it out of the landfills. That's a great
right.
thing.
And there's a lot of people who, everybody knows what Habitat for Humanity does, but, they don't just need houses. They need stuff to put inside their houses.
Well, Elizabeth, when I was a little kid, we had a Philco refrigerator from the 1950s that could open on either side. It was hinged on both sides. It had a big V on the door. You could pull either way to open it from the left or the right. And when
You
we
had
got
French doors in those days.
listen, Mike, when we got rid of that Philco, we took that door off and used it as a toboggan. Okay, so in the wintertime when we got rid of that, we were riding that door down the hills of suffering. So
we were
definitely
using
something
linoleum
good.
in those days. We're tearing the sheets right up and going right down the hills with linoleum at those
Yeah,
days.
I couldn't afford a refrigerator door or linoleum, so we used cardboard.
Nice. That's also green. I like that.
This could be like that Yorkshireman skit on Monty Python. You were lucky to have cardboard. We had plastic bags.
It's almost like a wish sandwich.
You see? Well, it's amazing where this show takes us in the mornings. I enjoy being with everybody here. It's great.
No matter where we are.
No matter where we are. You guys are upstate. You guys are on the West Coast. Me and Bill here are in the booth listening to Mike hit home runs. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, I just wanted to.
You got to make 5 home runs every time you do a kitchen. I'm telling you right now.
You're right, Michael. You're right. You got to be able to supply with the proper power, especially nowadays with these kitchens are so unbelievable.
So yeah, you know what, Elizabeth? Let's break it off to you for your tip of the week here. I mean, we're getting a few texts about the cool tool girl on my phone, so they want to know what you have going for the cool tool tip of the week.
Okay, I got a couple of good tips. So first, we'll do tools proper. Spray paint is fun. A lot of people use it, but spray paint is expensive and you run out fast. One thing you can use as a tool in a pinch if you have a need for spray paint, but you don't feel like holding that little aerosol can. This is also a little greener thing since we're on a green streak here. You know those dollar store pumps that the empty pump bottles that you can buy?
Absolutely.
If you get one of them, or a couple of them, if you have more than one color you want to do, and you get the regular acrylic paint that you can get anywhere, in any kind of craft store, you can make a sort of a 1 part to 1 part water and acrylic paint mix and put it in there and use that as a spray paint sort of a tool.
That's a real. So that's a pump. That's a kind of it pumps.
Like
So
a
you're
spray
in
pump
effect
they do for
making a
inspection.
sort of a DIY airbrush, so to speak.
Oh, nice. That sounds
And you're
interesting.
going to be able to paint. I mean, it's not going to be exactly the same as a spray paint, but it's going to use a lot less paint, and it's not going to have those brush strokes. You're not going to be able to paint
Now,
the house with it.
Elizabeth, does Mikey give that to his grandkids now while his son and daughter-in-law are away to actually spray around the house a little bit with some of those paints on the
they'll
walls
love
and
it. That's-
carpeting
You know
and
what
so
would
forth?
that would be really fun if you got washable paint, because acrylic is water based. If it were warm enough outside, or if he's got a garage, if you get contractor bags, which I used to use all the time when my kids were young, to put down for a project, and you get a piece of plywood, and you get a couple of those bottles, that would be a really fun Jackson Pollock type thing to do with a kid. Get him put a gloves and another plastic bag as a smock.
Jackson
and just let
Pollock,
the kids
Elizabeth.
go at it with the Jackson Pollock.
Yeah,
paint.
for those non-art
Yeah.
folks out there, he just
he
spattered
painted
paint
those,
everywhere.
like
Right.
splatter kind of paint, but that would be a really fun thing for the kids to do on a piece of plywood, and it's a little bit cleaner actually, as long as you get that contractor bag. And everybody knows what contractor bags are. They're giant garbage bags that are heavier. They're great for cleaning your garage,
They usually carry the cash away after the job in those as well.
or if not the cash, what you use to earn the cash. And and the second tool I have is something that's a little bit unexpected. Everybody in their home, everyone has some kind of a computer, a Mac or a PC. And right after the show last week, my laptop fried. And with it, one of the external drives that I use. And
Hate when that happens.
That's hard.
That's no fun.
Doesn't everybody, I mean, at any point in time, everybody's seen a blue screen of death or a black screen of death or whatever, and it's really frustrating. And I discovered this really great great tool. It's from a company called ProSoft Engineering, and it comes on a flash drive. And when I showed it to my daughter, she says, "Ooh, this looks like something out of an action movie." And it really does. You will feel so cool if you'll feel like Tom Cruise in Mission Impossible. But you can boot from this flash drive, and it comes for both platforms. Yeah, you kind of want to get something like a grappling hook, so you can hang from the ceiling while you're doing it, which is what I did. So I hope you have that picture in your head.
All right, listen, Elizabeth, those are great things. We're going to have to take a quick break here. We have a call coming in, so we're going to take Welcome back, folks. We're here at the ABCs of Home Improvement. We have a caller on line 1 who would like to try her chances at answering the question. Good afternoon, caller. What's your name and where are you calling from?
I'm Estelle, and I'm calling from Orangeburg. Now, do I have to answer question number 1, or I have a choice of which question to answer?
You can answer whichever one you want, and whichever one you're going to answer, we're going to give you the whichever prize you want to take. How's that?
Caller.
I don't know if I'm correct or not, but I think it was moved to. I don't want to say where it was moved from. It was moved, I think, in 1797.
Okay, so it was moved from 1797 to Albany, but where was it before that?
It was in Kingston.
That's the answer. Bing, 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 bing. We forgot our bell here, so there you go. That's what we were looking for.
Very good.
So that's the correct answer for number 1. And which prize would you like to take for that one?
Could I take it for prize number 2?
You want to try a second one?
Oh, that wasn't the second.
No, but you want the clock radio?
Yeah, the clock radio.
You got it. Okay, we
got
here.
A truckload of them.
Now here's what happens, because we have a bunch of people on the phone lines. You're going to call the radio station after the show. You'll speak with Kerry, and she'll give you the information to come and pick up the clock radio here.
Okay, very good. Thank you.
Thanks for listening. Have a great weekend.
Congratulations.
Now.
Thank you.
Okay, so once again, the clock radio seemed to be the winning prize. Everybody loves those things. So
you got a truckload of those.
That's it, Mike. You know that truck sitting in my driveway. It's filled with. I think I have about 14,000 of them. So okay, so that was good. So Kingston. So we've eliminated the location. Now we just need to know the. Well, she gave the year too. She actually gave 2 parts. So we're going to stretch it out and ask you what the name of the building was. Okay, and we're going to ask you. What happened in that building, okay? What actually happened there? So see if you can answer that. And, Bill, keep it cool. Keep it clean. We're still, we're not past 12 o'clock.
Let's just say there were a lot of contractor bags involved.
That's right. And of course, we have the railroad and the canal access up there, so we won't give it away, but there was a few things happening there. We did get an email. I just wanted another email. People gave us an indication that they wanted to understand if they're selling their house. They finished a garage into a room, and they got violations when they did the title search. We want to let people know out there that that my company actually goes out and rectifies those problems for you, so you can close your house or refinance your house. We get you your C of O's in order for constructions that were done without a permit. So that was for Jane, who actually gave us an email about her project, and I do have an appointment scheduled with her for next Wednesday. To take a look at her garage, but also basements, decks that might have been put on without permits, decks that were enclosed into screen.
That's part of your regular job, Lee, isn't it?
Yeah, that's but people don't know that. They don't know where to turn, I guess. So that email was important that our listeners out there understand that there is a place to go and an operation
and a person to talk to at the same time.
Correct, and a procedure that can take care of most of those things. So
yet another reason to hire a professional, because an amateur might just say, "Oh, the garage is finished. Just put a car in it."
Right. Well, we're going to be talking about permitting along the way next week, so we'll get an opportunity to understand why you need to go to your municipality and get permits for most of the work that's being done. And these are folks that did work in the 50s and 60s or bought a house back in the 50s and 60s with pieces that were built without permits, and now they're selling them or refinancing.
Now they got more neighbors. That's the problem.
And we always say, keep your eye on your neighbor, right? Because they're keeping an eye on you.
I hate when that happens. Yeah, that's terrible. But
yeah, that's no kidding, though.
For the homeowners, also, some homeowners just jump in and try and they just build themselves a deck, or they build themselves this and they build themselves that, and you just can't do it nowadays, Lee.
Yeah, no, and sometimes they don't know exactly.
People just don't know.
Right.
They just don't know. They just grab a hammer and some wood, and they just start putting stuff together and go, hey, look what I built.
Right.
And then
Start banging some
but
boards.
building
all of this
inspector goes,
comes
I
down to
am
one
looking.
thing.
Here's what you owe.
Well, Mike, what's very important is that most of the times the construction technique and the way they do the upper part of the construction is good, but they don't understand the footings.
That's
So
a
what,
big
so
deal.
so now you've built something on some footings that are not adequate per code, and so you have to do a lot of work to rectify that. So it's always important to call your
It gets
professional.
very strange this time of the year when you hear about decks coming down off the walls.
Correct.
They're horrible. I mean, the accident level is not. If it's not built for safety, it's not built well at all. That's all.
And things that
Let me tell you what. There's a lot of stairs in California because it's all historic and old Western, especially in old Sacramento. And if you've ever gone down a set of stairs that isn't to code, and you keep getting ground shock with every step, you start to really appreciate the importance of code.
right. Our East Coast steps.
Yeah,
And stairs,
absolutely.
yeah. We got to figure it out over here, Lee.
all over the place. And you know what? Some people like to drive their cars down those stairs. So depending on where you are, you can actually take a motorcycle, Bill, like you like to do, or some small cars down these serpentine stairs. And when you hit a bump a little quicker, that they're not spaced properly. So if you're walking down that, most likely you'll stumble or trip or kick your foot. And,
by code,
fall
you have
down.
to know how much of a step you need, what kind of a rise you need, besides the footings themselves.
Absolutely. So is there anybody out there that wants to give a try on the last question of the day? So
Is there anybody out there?
362-0013. I'm going to give away the answers, and we are going to have them up on our website at the ABCs of HomeImprovement.com. For those of you who are interested in the history of the state capitol up in Kingston. Why was it up there, Bill? Why was that capitol there?
It's incredible.
The British were coming. The British were coming.
And why'd they run?
And boy, the British were taking over New York City, and everybody was panicked that
So
they were going to come right up the Hudson to
and
Albany,
burn all the paperwork,
burn everything up. So they
all the documents.
They were they
stuck
were
their tail
government on the
between their
run.
legs,
They were
right.
government on the
and
run.
they had to go north, young man. Go north.
So they stopped in Kingston.
They could have stopped in Quebec or Montreal. We could all be.
But Kingston's a
Did
great
they
place
take
to
over
hide
Route
out.
17,
It's a great
Lee?
place.
That's
Right.
the question.
And
Mike, 1777. Okay, government on the run here in New York State.
Henry Hudson only went so far.
Really?
So that's our little thing out there, and I guess we're running up to the top of the hour. So the last piece of that question was Abraham.
Never mind that. Never
Abraham
mind.
Van
Forget that
Gosbeck's
question.
home.
Come on, nobody.
All right, this is a
nobody
very
wants to know about that question.
well. Listen, nobody wanted to know about it, but we're going to tell them about it. We're
Okay,
going to
go
educate
ahead.
them a little bit out there.
Go ahead, hit 'em,
okay,
hit 'em,
because the
hit 'em.
government was on the run. But this was the place that the first New York Senate met. Okay, in 1777, and it was a building that was made out of stone, Bill, from the Dutch settlers in the 1600s. Okay, so it has a little Dutch flair to it. It is now a historic museum up in Kingston.
Their mason work is unbelievable.
And you can go look at it today. It's unreal.
Yeah.
It's unreal.
Right.
Unbelievable.
Okay, well, the Supreme Court remained at the courthouse, and the Assembly met at the local taverns over a few brouhahas, like you like to say there, Bill.
Yeah.
The Senate convened its first session in the old stone home of Abraham Van Gosbeck. Okay, so this is what folks have to know. Question number 3 has been given away. And we'll reload with some new questions next week
All right,
and some
just
more
give me a
gifts.
second here. I got
Go
two
ahead,
new,
get in there.
Two new. Yeah, you're getting air crazy here. I think you're breathing the oxygen or
Like
something.
Jordan Air.
Right. Okay. I got 2 new sponsors last week. I drove up to Kingston.
See, government on the run.
And met with a company, Sofa King. And so I'd like to welcome Sofa King.
Nice.
Sofa King, incredible. The ABCs of home improvement.
Very cool.
Okay. And
Nice.
also, a good friend, practically a family member, and the only thing that separates us is blood, is Pete Sovak and the Sovak family of Tuxedo Gulf, where guaranteed lowest gas prices in town.
Unbelievable. And never mind being separated by blood. I think you're separated just by 1 cup of jungle juice.
Oh, it's unbelievable. Talk about a mixologist.
We love Petey. We're
Yeah,
going to give a shout
great.
out to the Tuxedo Golf. Outstanding. Bring my car there all the time. I gas up there all the time, and they are the cheapest in town.
They are.
They have the best prices for gas anywhere in Tuxedo Park. So if you folks are driving through there, make sure you stop in and say hello to Pete.
Get your
shake his hand.
windshields washed.
Right. He washes your windshields for free if you mention that you heard it on the show here.
ABCs of home improvement.
That's great.
Nice.
So there you go. So that's what we have going here this week.
I've been busy all week.
You've been doing good. Mike, how about you? How have you been doing upstate there? What's going on? Give us a little shout out. You've been in the hot tub? What's been going on?
Every night the hot tub has been very good. I even let the kids in yesterday before they went to bed. They got a chance to rinse off and clean up. They loved it. We've been busy every single day. It's been a busy week. I can't say no. My son is enjoying himself in Puerto Rico with his wife and asked me, can I help him? I said, I'm on the way. Don't worry. So I'm here this week, and next weekend I'm coming back up again for the confirmation. So I'm driving the new car and keeping busy, if you know what I'm saying.
Nice. So you'll be on the air with
grandkids that cute. I'd run too.
Right.
Really?
So you and Elizabeth will be in by phone again next week. I guess it sounds like.
I guess I have no choice unless they let me open the phone at the church. We'll have to see.
Well, that's something that we love to do, and we're glad to have everybody in here, and I'm glad to hear that everything's going good upstate, and glad to hear that you had some rain. I think the reason you had some rain out there is, for Earth Week, I lowered my pool temperature to like 97. So I think some of that humidity actually traveled out west there. So it's unbelievable.
I'll tell you, Lee, we've had snow showers every day except for today.
We had snow here too, Mike. I didn't want to say that because I don't want to bring the folks down. They're out there doing their gardens, but we had a frost warning here. So I mean, we almost broke some records this morning. I was out in the pool and the steam was coming off of there and made my hair stand up on end.
Right, Mike. I don't know if you're up there in the jacuzzi, but we're in the Lee's swimming pool, 95 degrees late the other night, and we're getting a snow shower, hailstorming. It was unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
I need my umbrella hat for those type of things.
That's it. Well, listen, we're going to thank the folks out there for listening. We look forward to hearing from you again next week. Questions of the day will be up and running. Green tips of the week and all kinds of great information on your ABC's of Home Improvement Encyclopedia of Knowledge. I'd like to thank some of our other sponsors. Larry Turco from Grasskeepers, he'll be coming on. Ralph Spano from Sunshine Plumbing and Heating. Anthony Donadio from Donadio Electric. And Ray Bolson from Supervision HD TV and Home Audio Experts.
Thank you.
Thank you. And we'll have also Dave March from Solar City. So tune in. Let us know how you're doing next week. And also give us some emails and visit our site. We appreciate everybody that was doing that last week. Have a good week.
Thanks, guys. Good to talk to you all.
Good talking to all of you. Thank you.